so we do a campaign. Well, the idea was to have it yearly, but it hasn't really happened like that, you know.
Okay.
So we had one in 2017, in 2018, and the next one we had was 2019. Then we didn't have one in 2020 because of you know who.
Yeah. Is there who now? Eric or Boris? So from the billboards went up in 2017.
Yeah,
so
that was the first one. Yeah,
okay.
so we had so we do a campaign. Well, the idea was to have it yearly, but it hasn't really happened like that, you know.
Okay.
So we had one in 2017, in 2018, and the next one we had was 2019. Then we didn't have one in 2020 because of you know who.
Yeah. Is there who now? Eric or Boris?
And then we had one in 2021.
Oh, good.
We didn't have one last year, which is 2022, but hopefully we would have one this year. We're still working on it. I did a survey.
Okay.
And so the results of the survey is going to inform the campaign.
Okay.
So it was quite interesting. The survey.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really want to say much now because we haven't got. But generally, the idea of representation is still an issue.
Oh,
yes.
Of course.
So
it is.
A vast number of the respondents did mention about representation being an issue.
Yeah. Because we've all read about people. I've read about people who've been asked to go back home from school even after the project Embrace, because their hair was too wavy, afro, or maybe cornrow.
Yeah. So they say. I
yeah.
mean, the language they like to use is extreme hairstyles, and actually, what is extreme for us is actually having to use heat or chemicals to change our hair.
Yeah.
That's extreme. So isn't it? I always say, isn't it interesting that when we actually do hairstyles are extreme for us, going out buying another kind of hair or whatever and putting on our head, that's acceptable. But when we brace our own natural hair and style it in the way that's good for hair, that becomes extreme. So obviously the idea of extreme is from a white perspective, you know, because for them maybe to cornrow their hair would be extreme for them, but it's not for us because that's one of
natural.
That's the better way. Because obviously if we leave the hair out, it tangles severely, and then combing. Our hair is not the type that you have to comb every day. I'm planning to have workshops and going to schools and discuss these kind of things so that teachers and workers in school will realize that the narrative has been racially motivated, and if we want to make people feel like they belong because they have the right to feel like they belong, then we have to have more robust policies.
Yeah, I was going to come to that
policies.
Looking at the business side of it, so because I asked about the impact and that, because I was actually going to say that it's great to put the billboards up until it is actually enacted, maybe through an act or policies in schools. Not much is going to change because we need. So if your child goes into school and wears their hair a certain way, they need to be able to refer to something.
Yes.
To protect them from being sent home.
Yeah.
And being able to wear that, even at workplace, because at workplaces, somebody was appointed. I think that somebody was appointed and a council as a CEO, and I looked at them. The first thing I saw was their wavy hair. So it's not natural. So a lot of black women are feeling that if they don't wear their hair a certain way, they won't be able to rise. To the career ladder.
Yeah. And that's true for a lot of people, but also, like you were saying, yes, there has to be policy. Quality Act 2010 does actually stipulate that you cannot discriminate someone. You cannot discriminate against someone because of their race. One of the characteristics is is race, religion, and all of that. But then it's now what is how does race how is it seen?
Okay.
So you can say, oh, I'm not discriminating you about your race, where it's just that, it's dressed up in hair policy, in appearance policies. So our campaign for 2019 was rip up the dress code. And that meant, is it 2019 or 2018? It was rip up. So that means we have to change what this dress code is. So they can say, oh, we're not discriminating against your race, but you need to appear in a certain way. So what is the criteria? What do they use to say that a look is professional?
So have you never been able to meet maybe an MP or someone who you can ask, can you break down what this race means? What does it cover? Does it cover hair?
No, it doesn't cover hair, so to speak. So there are actually a couple of women, 2 women actually, who are campaigning for them to include hair specifically in the act, because it's so blank. When you say a blanket term as race, it's it doesn't really. There's still loopholes that exactly. So. It needs to be specific. So there's actually, I think if you go, there's actually a campaign. One Emma Dabiri started a campaign like that, and another lady, Zina, can't remember her surname now.
Is that Zina? Zina. Maybe Zana was Zina.
Okay. I'm trying to remember her surname, but she also has a campaign running to change that. But like you said, it's right. There has to be some kind of policy that actually specifically states, like they have in the States now, in America, where the Crown Act. Not every state has embraced that or taken up that. But there are few have, which actually states specifically is specifically about hair and hair discrimination.
Okay. So that's good then. So if it's been adopted there, you're not reinventing the wheel. All you're trying to do is just to protect people. And representation is very important, because if you see your mom, like you said, young girl, you see your mom with straight hair all the time, you're going to grow up believing that that's the only way you can carry your hair. You're not allowed to use your own natural. So I understand that.
And what does it say? How does it impact someone's self-awareness, self-worth, if you are not allowed to wear your own natural hair, but everyone else around you who doesn't look like you is wearing their natural hair? So in our subconscious mind, what is it saying? And if we're being honest with ourselves, we know that this is how sometimes things like imposter syndrome can slip in, feeling a little bit less than others can slip in, not feeling confident. That's where it can slip in through there.
It's crazy though, because it's a multi-billion pound industry. Because I wrote about it, I'm talking about 2007, when I did the research. It's crazy, the number of figures. And like I've always said, I know, sorry, but this is my channel. It's sad that we are the ones at the bottom, we're at the bottom of the pyramid, and other people are really making all the money. Because if we were at the top, it wouldn't matter to me, but we're not. We're still giving all this money to other people.
I mean, there's a story, I just saw this in Facebook, this was quite a few years ago, where they said an Indian guy set up a weave factory in Nigeria, and made millions within a year. And it's funny enough, they say, they like to refer to Africa as a poor continent, but that is where most of the money is coming from. They're using it to build their empires, their wealth, and all of that. So it's unfortunate, because the demand has been so strong, and it's not just to the point where you can't keep up with human hair, because human hair, it takes a while for it to grow. So you can't. So they're using all sorts of materials, animal fibers, and all sorts of things.
Let's get back to the business side.
Let's get back to the business side.
The business side. So how is the business? What are you actually doing now? How is it generating?
So for me, because it's a social enterprise.
Oh, okay, it's a social enterprise.
Yeah, so it's, to be, if I'm being honest with you, I'm still learning how to monetize it. Okay. I remember a friend of mine, when I first told him the idea, he said, "Oh, how are you going to monetize it?" And this was in, I think, 2009 or so. And that was the first time I ever actually heard the word monetize. But I knew what he meant. So I was like, oh God, I have no idea. But I just wanted to put this message out. So I think I've done that now.
Wow.
So in terms of that, I do workshops
Okay, good.
that
So
people
workshops.
pay for.
Yeah.
I am apply for funding from government bodies to carry out more like research and I'm even looking at making a film around the whole idea, and looking at getting funding. So it's mostly funding from government, but I know that I'm still trying to figure out if there's anyone that has any idea.
I was actually going to say, because I love your idea, and when I thought about number one, if I were you, this is what I would be doing. I'll be writing a book about my experience. And I told you about this coffee table book with hair. Yeah, that's right. Just on
I will do that. But you need. I want to get a publisher because I don't want to. I don't want to suffer.
Okay.
So when you have a publisher, then you have someone who's going to pay for the photo shoots. Because I actually do want to have a coffee table book with all the women that have taken part, and each. Apart from the first one, each campaign we had 6 women. So we have at least 24, 20, 20 something, so that would, and many of them, their journeys have been really interesting.
Yeah.
So
you
that
have
is in the
platform now. You've got Project Embrace, you've been on Billboard, so I'm sure if you put all that together and approach a publisher, it should be easier than the average person who hasn't done that, because you've got a lot of achievements.
Yeah, this is the confidence. It's like sometimes when you want to do something, you're like, I don't know.
You've got the evidence all over. You've been on BBC. Just send them a link to the viral video about your campaigns. Yeah. So that's what. So I see. So I've said I see you doing the workshops as well, and you can brand the workshops, because I love the name Project Embrace. Coffee table, a book about your journey, and they have our products. Because even if you don't want to do the project yourself, you can actually go. You must have seen a product that you like or use. Speak to them and do some collaborations. Yeah,
I've done collaborations with one of the campaigns, for example, Avida sponsored the last campaign that we did, which was really good. I've done collaboration with some black women who are behind products. And they donate their products.
Okay. I'm looking at big brands where you're an ambassador. Yeah. You go on YouTube sometimes and you see people who are paid big money to be ambassadors. So this is the ambassador, and because you have natural hair, and I'm sure they're big brands, L'Oreal and all of those, they are large.
I've approached L'Oreal, but I haven't got any.
And you've told them everything you've done.
No, yeah. See, because again, sometimes when they're not really vested in the idea, they, I think a lot of it too is the fact that maybe our Project Embrace doesn't have as much followers as they would want. So say for example, we only have like about 4K plus.
That's not bad. On all platforms.
No, not on. I'm just talking on Instagram.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So maybe they want to see 100K. Okay. So maybe this will be an opportunity for people to follow.
So definitely Project Embrace. So those, of course, my viewers are going to be interested. You do have a website.
Yeah, we have a website, projectembrace.org.uk. So so it's still
a work in progress.
Yes, a work in progress.
You've done quite a lot. You've done quite a lot.
That's why I felt, she's asking me to come
next
here.
time you come back here, I want you to come with your coffee book. Coffee table. Is it coffee table book?
Yeah, coffee
and
table
your own book. You told me just before we started filming that you're writing a book with someone.
No, writing a TV series.
Oh, TV series. Yeah. So is that about?
No, about life generally, but you know that the lead character is going to have natural hair anyway. So. Because we have to create that representation. Yes. So I'm thinking, well, if people are not going to write it into what they're doing, then
might as well. Just like you did with them. So I want to listen. What I would like for you, definitely the policies, whoever's pushing the policy, so that black women can feel comfortable wearing their hair however they like.
What I mean, because that's another thing that holds. A lot of black women from swimming is hair. It's like you don't want to get your hair wet. How do you protect your hair? And when you see you've done, even me, I'm an avid swimmer. I love swimming. When I've washed my hair and put all the things, I'm not going to water again So they and that's why I think there's
There was a swimming cap, wasn't
yes,
there?
called Soul Cap, I think.
Yeah.
And then there's another one too where it's big, so it can take in, you know, if you have extensions and that. But personally, it hasn't.
Because if I was sorry to interrupt, I was actually thinking of another idea. So you can have a website where you sell all these products and you just get a cut. So you can have like a marketplace where these people, because there are a lot of small brands. I'm actually going to be interviewing one next week. I don't know if she does hair, and she's from South Africa, and she produces a lot of these things there. So those are and some of these small retailers, small businesses find it difficult to get a market, or to get optics on their products. So if you had a website where it was like a marketplace, so even if it's just a Shopify and you're just getting affiliate, but at least you're able to promote these products.
Yeah.
Promote these
I've thought about it, but it's easier said than done.
I know,
but
listen, I have immense confidence in you because you're the ones who got black women on billboards. So trust me, the world is your oyster. You can do this.
True. That's very
You just need to pick one of these things. But next time I see you, I need you with your coffee book.
Yes,
coffee table book.
Yeah, the coffee table book definitely will
I'm holding you. I'm holding
I've
mentioned it not once.
Yeah. What? So where are we now? We're in August. Yeah. So by next August.
Okay. Yeah. I'll give you.
No, you say January.
No, not with the book, but by January you must be telling me that yes,
I've spoken
MOJO,
to
we're working on it.
Actually, I'll start speaking to.
Yes, I'll speak to them. Yeah.
I'll take that challenge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start speaking to publishers with the idea.
Yeah.
And say this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And this is what I want to do.
So you've got the people there. You've got everything. You know what you're going to say.
If your viewers can say it's something that they would like. Because the thing with publishers would be like, well, would people buy the book?
No, of course.
Yeah,
I will be one of the first.
So they need to know that there's a market for it.
Yeah. There's a gap in the market, so I think there's a gap in the market. People, is there a coffee table book with black women, black hair in it?
Well, there are books about hair. But they're more instructional books, but not just the coffee. Because what I want in the coffee table books is beautiful images.
I would want it to be great where it's like in Selfridges online and people actually buy it as presents.
Yes, and then maybe the people that featured in the book, just one or two sentences from them.
Yes.
I think it's nice now that we're capturing this moment because a lot of times when people have succeeded in things, you only see the end. Yes. You don't see their journey. You don't see everything that they've gone through and even the doubts that they have had too as well, and they're not back. So it would be good to maybe when we next meet, we'll have this video to say, look,
clips.
This is it. This is how
So
it's
my viewers are holding you accountable. So guys, if you've got anything to say, if there's anything that we've talked about that resonates with you, can you please leave a comment? If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions, so I guess Lekia, please feel free to let us know. So thank you very much for having us. You can't go yet because we like to ask for, if anybody was thinking of doing this or starting their own business or starting a campaign, what key skills do you think they need to have to be able to carry this?
This deep belief.
Your why.
Yeah, your why has to be really strong. And just know that it's possible, because like in my bathroom I've written it is possible all around me. Because even with this, I can say 8 years later the billboards came out, but in between I had to keep reminding myself why I'm doing it and that it is possible. And so it happened, and it's like, wow, yes, it happened.
Come to this ripe old age of what?
50s.
Not ripe old age. Young at 50, but if we had not listened to the naysayers, God knows where we'll be.
Exactly, because
God knows where we'll be.
I did tell you about one that told me that at the age of 30, if I hadn't done my first documentary, then I should forget it. And I believed, because my confidence at that time was shaky. And it's taken me how many years now before I'm now visiting that again? 20 plus years before I'm visiting that documentary. So watch out for my documentary coming out soon.
Great. Hey. And I remember when I did my first video, a friend just told me that, it doesn't look good if I were you, I wouldn't put it out. And that killed my dream. I just put it
for
aside.
That time. You thought,
Well, I'm back again.
Yeah, exactly. So,
guys, so that's what to take away from it. There will always be naysayers. You yourself will have great doubt, because if you didn't have the doubts, the naysayers it doesn't matter what they say.
It
wouldn't matter. But sometimes, it When you are, especially at the beginning of the journey, you do have doubts, but you need to build up that confidence.
And I think also to say we should learn to accept our mistakes and forgive ourselves.
Yeah.
So we will make mistakes because we were even talking about beating up ourselves. I was number one. You know, Lekia, you're so stupid. Why would you do? No. I'm getting much better now in just okay, it's a mistake. You know, you fall down, you get up again. And what do they say? You dust yourself down and you start all over.
So thank you very much for coming here. It's been a pleasure having you. I'm sure you guys have learned quite a lot from what we have said today. So thank you. See you in the next video.